What's up, mechanics? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Tool Tuesday here at the Wrench Wreckers podcast table. So we've told you guys that we've been setting this up for some time. We've have been working. We got some curtains in the background. We got a new table, and we're testing out a system right now that lets us control multiple cameras.
Yes.
So this has really been a learning experience for all of us, including Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Christian right now is the only one who knows how to use this multicam situation that we got going on. So that's what he's controlling on his iPad there. All right, but today we figured, we're coming up on SEMA here pretty soon, and we figured before we go, we might as well test out this spot and talk about some displays that we have for dealers now. We're going to see some of them at SEMA, so if you see us, we'll have these things there. And one new product that if you follow us on Instagram, you will have seen our recent video. Y'all have anything to say?
Kind of what we're doing is, I guess you could say, testing it out for our podcast setting room, because we don't have an area where we could talk to guests. And you guys saw the video with Clay. You saw how that went, and it was not ready. That table was much too large. The echoing with the microphones, it worked for what it was, but it wasn't ready. So we kind of switched up the game plan here. We got an actual table. We got curtains to make the room seem more size appropriate and to kind of deafen some of that sound. We got the comfy chairs so that people can actually be sitting down across from each other, having a conversation, as opposed to, sitting at the end of a table with lights all up. And it was a lot.
I got to say, the progression of what has happened here with the whole Vim Tool Tuesday has been insane.
It's been I did not expect it, nor did I don't want it either. This has become a lot more than what I thought it was going to be when we said let's shoot some videos. But hey,
you have to dive head first though, because when we go to SEMA, especially,
I can't swim.
You haven't been to. That's not true. He can't swim. When we go to SEMA, you haven't been yet, but it's constant cameras in your face.
For real?
So yeah, dude. Yeah.
Everybody's
an influencer.
Random people?
Everybody's an influencer.
No matter if they have 200 followers, no matter if they have 5,000, no matter if they have 200 or a million.
Everybody wants to take a video. Everyone wants to post it on their page. So
that's what I think about it. You need content to grow a channel.
That's true.
You have unlimited chances to gather a large amount of content at SEMA. So people take full advantage of it and want you to partake in it because it costs nobody anything.
SEMA is the largest auto show in the U.S. It's Auto Mechanica is smaller, right? I mean, bigger than SEMA. Yeah, but SEMA is the biggest one in the U.S. So everybody, no matter what part of the industry you're in, goes to SEMA. Whether you just have a page just dedicated to your own car, you go to SEMA.
And put it this way, not even go, because a lot of people can't afford to go. But anyone in the industry knows of SEMA.
I don't mean to expo, like with a booth.
Either way, people can't
How
afford
much is
to
a
fly
ticket
out there.
for the public?
It's not that much, but you got to go out, pay for hotel. It's not a cheap trip.
This year they open it to the public like 3 days early.
I'm saying in general, that trip is not cheap. It's not free.
No,
so a lot of people they're not going to take off work, go, pay. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, really, it's just like the Las Vegas car scene. Like
or people who could drive there. California, a lot of people from California can drive there. A lot of people in the surrounding states can drive there.
Arizona, baby.
Yeah, well...
I love the street. No. I'm just saying, like, the street that goes, like, straight to, like, Las Vegas is just, like, probably the best street, like...
There's a huge drag racing scene out there.
For real?
Yeah. Well, and if you'll find it all on YouTube. It's like everybody out there in California and like Nevada, they'll in their videos will be like, "Oh, we just went across the border to Mexico for this race," when really they didn't. But they're close to it, so they can say that in case like someone ever comes, like law enforcement ever comes up to them because of their videos. They were
in another state, or another country, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be a podcast room where we're gonna have guests on. So if you are local to Tampa Bay, or if you're willing to travel, we want to have you on the podcast. And really, though, we're going to have mainly mobile tool dealers.
Mobile tool dealers, different types of technicians.
Yeah.
Especially people in unique situations in which the general public or the people watching these videos wouldn't normally have an inside view of what that looks like. That's what we're really looking for, because that's, A, more interesting to us, B, more useful to you guys. So, for instance, Clay's last video, that was more specialized job compared to normal technicians, obviously. So that was more interesting as opposed to someone who, or not that there's anything against them, but like a lube tech, it's very standard. So we're looking for something a little bit more specialized, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and you would
meet
see
some cool people at SEMA.
And you would see that in Clay's last video where he went to the shop where they installed components on law enforcement vehicles.
That's what I just
and
said.
ambulances and stuff. Well, that's did you just say that?
That's what I just said. Yeah, I was like,
From
he
his
plays
last
video.
video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I just said.
Okay.
But yes, that. So again, like Michael said, reach out if you know of anybody who would be interested. If you're interested, whatever we can do to, because this is a much more comfortable. It's a lot more work. Granted, we have to come over here because this is a whole different building. We're not in the same building, but this is a lot more rewarding. I think useful for you guys and fun to do.
Yeah.
Because Tool Tuesdays, as you've known them, are slightly rushed,
Low budget.
low budget, and in the middle of a very busy workday most of the time. Whereas this is a whole separate ordeal.
Yeah. Anytime we have a guest, we're gonna have to set aside like a day
Yeah.
for this.
Which is good. And also, we've mentioned it multiple times. Like, I want to get to know somebody a little bit before we kind of just like, you never know. Like,
Yeah.
you sit down, they're like, yeah, I love killing people.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get to know the person you're talking to a little bit, so there's nothing crazy that's going to be said.
Yeah.
Not that we can't edit it, it's just I don't want to waste nobody's time either.
Well, if you're a local tool dealer and you want to come on, let us know. We'll do something the day before. I mean, the day before we come record.
Especially if you're not from the area, I'd love to show you around the area too, because like that's a big thing. And for your time coming down here and stuff, or up here wherever you are, the time you're dedicating to this, we're okay dedicating a day to show you around and get to know you a little bit.
Let's
Not
get to know you a little bit. I don't think anybody knows anything about you other than you just started working here.
Yeah. Well,
You
so
say
far-
just started. What has it been 8 months?
Yeah, 8 months,
Yeah.
but I mean, so far working here on Vim Tools is actually great. Started on the warehouse. I'm still in the warehouse a little bit, but it's a great place. Not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty enjoyable place. There's great people here, and on my side, I mean, about me, well, I'm at school, so I don't have time for a lot of things. But when I have time, I spend my time where I can, and doing great there in school. It's not
Were you
bad.
interested in tools before you came to work for us?
Oh hell no! I didn't know a single thing about tools before. Besides the tools I use for changing a spark plug, right? Or putting oil or something like
But
that.
you weren't necessarily interested in tools.
No, I was actually getting into cars before I started working here.
Why is that?
It just came from nowhere.
But did he think that stems from like the car wash you worked at?
Yes, actually, dude. Yeah, no, in the car wash, I used to see a lot of cool cars all the freaking time. We got to drive some of them. I actually have a friend that got to drive a Bentley. It's called Bentley. The
What you
Phantom
mean
one?
got to drive it?
No, just to like enter it to the drive.
I was like, are you
no,
admitting
no,
to a
no.
felony?
No, but I have a friend where what is this? The Bentley Phantom, I think it's called.
There's a Bentley.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are like $500K, dude. It's
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure that-
And he got to drive one.
Not a
It's
Bentley
crazy.
Phantom.
It's a Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Yeah, it's a
Rolls Royce
Rolls.
Phantom. Yeah,
Not
those
Bentley.
things are crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And
Phantom.
he has a lot of videos driving McLarens and shit. So I mean, depends on the car where you work. For sure, you're gonna drive like different cars. On mine, I didn't got to drive much. It's like express one. They get there, they drive their cars. But I got a bunch of photos of yours going in and expensive cars going in. I mean,
Into a car wash?
Yes.
Like a.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They don't
that's crazy.
care. They don't
That's
care, dude.
crazy, bro.
No, but like believe me, dude, there's some car washes that are actually worth it. The one that I worked in is like one of the only car washes
Was it
where you actually
touchless?
see nice cars.
Was it one of the touchless ones?
No.
Or it didn't have the brushes? It just had
They
like
do have
the-
brushes. It's just
the
like
curtain.
they're
Listen,
foam
all I'm saying,
brushes.
maybe it's because I'm not in near that tax bracket, but if I'm paying that much for a car, not bringing it through one of the
I won't
car
even bring
washes.
my F-150 through there. Like,
Well, that's you're
or-
the other end of the spectrum.
Well, like-
or
I'd
JC's like Honda Accord. Like, I won't bring that into a
Okay,
car
okay,
wash.
let's put it in a perspective. Have you seen my Volvo though?
Yeah.
How clean normally looks? Well, back then it used to be cleaner because I had a membership. Not anymore.
Did you get?
They
free-
made you pay for car washes.
You
even
didn't
though-
get free car
I
washes?
used to get free car washes, but then when I got not kicked out, when I kicked out myself from there, I kept like little passes to myself. I literally just took a few, like 5, and I kept them to myself. So let's say for the first like 3 months I was here, I was using those passes to clean my car. And if you saw it clean, it's because that place actually get your car clean and no scratches whatsoever. I mean, I maintain that place. I can build one of those from 0 to the end because I literally touch every single part of them, like the car wash. So
Interesting.
yeah.
And we talked about this last time he was on here, but I was asking if the wheel cleaner actually does anything. Was it that, or were you talking about
Yeah,
the
no,
wax?
we did talk about that, but you gotta go like multiple times, something like that. I said, and it's true. I mean, it does work, but you gotta go like 5
That's
times
horse shit,
until
bro.
until
That
you
thing-
actually feel like,
There's no way.
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, if you see my dad's car down
Dude,
there,
like a
it's crazy.
pastime. Did yours have the, like kids could go on the inside and there was a gun that they could shoot
Oh
soap
no,
with the
dude!
cars
I
passing?
wish I would be
Did you ever do that?
24/7 in there, dude.
What? The one on Gandy.
Oh yeah, that one, dude.
one on Gandy
I
has-
worked one
I
day
grew up
there,
in
dude.
North Tampa. Why would I be going to Gandy for a car wash?
I just assumed that a lot of them had
No.
that. I assumed that a lot of them had that because you could go in there
I've never heard of that.
and on the inside you had a little gun and it stuck to the outside of the car
Well,
wash and you could shoot the
I
cars with soap.
think that one,
That's a
the
great
case
idea,
of that
but
one
no,
is
I never heard
because
that.
before they had like a loop shop in there, so people used to wait for their car to be like oil change or whatever, and then kids will go and like shoot with the guns, I guess, whatever. But I think they don't allow a lot of people to go in anymore. They still have the guns, but they don't allow people to go in.
So which one did you work at then?
The one on I worked the one on Wesley Chapel, the one on the 56s. Yeah, the one near Costco.
56 near Costco.
Yeah. Land Lakes.
Oh wow, 56.
Interstate 56.
Oh yeah.
And then I worked on the, what is it called? On the one on Brisbane Downs. I always worked.
On the Baberies?
Baby,
Yeah,
no, the one that
The
it
one
was.
by the Burger 21?
Yes.
That one?
It used to be Baby's, but now it's like Mister, and I worked when it was Mister.
Car Wash King.
Yeah.
Look at you. You know, that's a big business. I actually do know somebody who does not. They started by doing car wash repair. They'd fix the machinery because not a lot of people know how to fix that stuff. They'd fix it, made it a business, realized how lucrative the business was because of how many cars went through there, and started buying up car washes. They
Really?
would buy car washes up, facelift them, flip them.
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
It's
Do I
really
know
good
him?
business.
No.
Oh.
And then, granted, he said this, so his words, not mine. But he did mention he moved to North Carolina to do just this, and a couple other little things. And he goes, it's just I'm out in a more rural part of North Carolina, and it's as development starts making its way that way, they're like 10 years behind everything else. So as I was in Tampa doing it, and there were 20 other people competing with me doing it, I moved up here. Nobody's doing it. Not a single person. So I'm doing it and making money easily without no competition. I can take an extra 2 months because I'm not worried about someone else doing it in front of me.
Wow.
I was like, that's crazy. He's like, I've found that 3 or 4 different business models work out here a lot easier than they would back home because there's competition at home. Where out here, no one's doing it yet.
You hear that, Clay? Time to turn Mississippi into a car wash empire.
No, car washes are actually like really, really lucrative, and that's one of the reasons.
It's especially,
why,
I mean, it's got to be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Dude,
Well,
no.
yeah, the whole drive-through situation. There's probably
There's
so
the
many things that you have to
liability.
deal with, and probably so many customers that come up to you
Complain.
like, "Yo, you damaged
Oh
my car."
my gosh, dude! All the freaking
Really?
time. I used to be a manager there, so it was
Happened a lot.
It was a pain in the ass. Not really, but when it happened, people used to escalate it so fast and so much, dude, for no reason whatsoever.
They said that
I mean,
you wrecked their car or something.
Dude, one time this guy, we actually like took liability because I checked the cameras. It was a guy with a.
Oh, so it was you.
It was a.
Bro, you wouldn't believe
it
these
was a-
people. Anyways, so
Anyways,
we fucked this
I
up.
wrecked his
So it was a JMC, like a really expensive JMC. It's one of those like
Sierra
that get
Denali.
they're in like 100K.
Yeah.
And I checked the cameras. I remember I loaded that car, and it didn't have a crack on the windshield. Right? We normally don't do nothing with windshields, right? We normally don't. We actually, if it's broken, probably was broken before it got in. But I was pretty sure it didn't, like, it wasn't broken. And I checked the cameras, nothing. So this guy, he was super chill, but he had to go like right now. The problem is I didn't got the time to take pictures. I didn't have time to do nothing. And I don't even know if his windshield got repaired or not. That's the thing.
Oh, so you had to give him money? What did you give him?
I don't even remember, dude. I think we...
3 free car washes.
Yeah, no, I think they gave him a check for replacing the windshield, but that's about it. And there's ladies all the time that they just go there. They say, oh, yeah, no, you just cracked my car. Lady, that's like rock chips
That's
from
like
the
what?
highway.
Rock chips. I've had, dude, when I had my BMW, one of those car washes damaged my bumper. And like, I think I had a rock chip already, but they use like high pressure water, and I think it just got up underneath that chip and then peeled back a larger layer.
Yeah, I can see it happen. It never happened when I was there, but I can see it definitely happening. Yeah.
But it's not cheap anymore to get your car washed those places.
Oh, hell no. But I mean, it's cheap when you get a membership. But when
I
you
don't
do
know,
single washes, hell no.
I spend like 5 hours in my driveway like every weekend.
You're
just
crazy.
detailing my car in JC's.
Yeah, you're crazy.
I think it's just a phase right now because I got a new car.
Yeah, it's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
Because my last truck.
Yeah, but I say you never did that.
Well, no, my last truck, I never had that phase. Because I went from my Mustang where I was like always keeping it clean. Then I was like truck man, and then I never cleaned it. And now this one I'm
You did dive into. You don't care about it. It's a truck. It can get dirty.
Well, now you have the truck for the looks though.
This kid used to have a toothbrush in his car to clean the crevices in his Mustang. He got in the truck, month in, you go like that, and there's like lint and dust and dirt on your fingers off his dash.
Well, remember the week after I got my truck,
Went camping.
we went to North Carolina.
Yeah.
I went, bought a 4-wheeler, drove it to North Carolina, and it got dirty as shit. And I was like, I love this. I was like, this thing's never getting cleaned. We should talk about those.
What, 4-wheelers?
What we came here for.
We were literally talking about that before we came here.
I know.
And you thought your 4-wheeler was like well, it is a 4-stroke, but
Oh my god. You asked me, does your 4-wheeler have 4 cylinders?
Yeah.
And I said, what?
yes.
Because I thought there was obvious answer that it's no. It's not 4. It's
No,
a
dude.
4-stroke, but it has
Dude.
2 cylinders.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong, right? But I'm pretty sure 4-wheelers can have V4s. I mean, if a motorcycle, like a when you say like, oh yeah, my friend has 1,000, right? 1,000cc motorcycle. I mean, almost all the time is like a 4. I mean, it's a 4-cylinder. Yeah, it's a V4. Why cannot you fit one of those on a 4-wheeler? I mean,
Some larger
I might be
bikes,
wrong.
well,
But
4-wheelers really max out at like 700 cc's. Do you know of a 1,000cc quad?
I'm sure there are.
that's what I'm
they're not
saying.
common.
The racing quads, I'm sure they're not something
If
that
it's
you
a
just
racing
go to
quad,
the,
though,
the
it's definitely
Kawasaki
doesn't
dealership
have-
and buy.
If it's a
What do you
racing
need
quad,
that
if it's a
for?
racing quad, it doesn't have 4 cylinders because they're trying to keep it lightweight. So it's probably some like.
I have no idea. This got away from me.
Yeah, no, if someone knows about 4-wheelers, please correct me because I might be 100% wrong, but then Michael might be wrong too. So
Well, I can tell you for a fact that the Kawasaki, it's called a V-twin engine, so it's 2 cylinders, 700cc, 4-stroke.
Anywho, what we came here for is to show you some tools. Now that you know a little bit more about Christian and our podcast setting, we'll dive right into that.
So we have a display, and then one product that isn't a display but can be used as one. This here, if you're a dealer, is very useful. This is part number, can you see it there?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is part number HCD-DISP. That stands for half cut driver display. These are all of our half cut drivers, all of our 1/4 inch, all of our 3/8. If you've seen the Impact 50 or the MMS 450, the Impact 50 is all of these 3/8 set in a blow mold case, and the MMS 450 is all of these 1/4 inch drivers in a blow mold case. So this is the breakdown. They all come on mag rails. You hang this on your truck for your customers to walk on and see them right away, and they can pull them off and you can sell it to them straight from this. You can also use the board to display any other type of magnetic something that you got, because this is metal, and it comes with the hardware for you to hang this on your truck, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hang this on the truck, now you got a metal board to display magnetic things, but also to display all of the S2 one-piece stubby drivers that we carry.
What's in it? What's included in it? What type of drivers?
Oh, so you got Torx, hex metric, hex standard, triple square, flat Phillips in 1/4, and the same thing in 3/8. All the Torx, hex metric, hex standard, triple square, flat, and Phillips.
Perfect. So what this set is meant, or display is meant to do, is for the dealer, you're able to show your customer out one shot in an area on your truck, essentially 10 individual subsets, 4 different color mag rails, 2 different lengths of mag rails, and 2 master sets all at the same time. And that's just how it comes, because you can customize this however you want. If you want to offer, if you just want to have 3 separate types of drivers on there, just fill up the whole board with it and sell them right off of that, you can. It's really customizable depending on your needs and your customer base's needs. And as a customer, you get to see a lot of the stuff all at once, especially 2 of our best sellers, which are the Impact 50 and the MMS 450. So you're kind of getting a lot of variation in one kit here, so that you can easily, find out what you want or display the items that you need to sell off your truck and what sells well.
Yeah, well, space is really limited on trucks. You've never been on a tool truck, but
No.
it is most of the time like packed to the brim. All of the shelves have product like shoved in there. The ceiling, are
If you're a good truck.
a bunch of ratchets, breakaway,
Yeah.
bunch of ratchets, anything
I've been
hung
in
on the
both.
ceiling. So there's like limited space.
I've been in trucks
Claustrophobia,
where
dude.
it's, packed to the gills, organized, and they got inventory. That's how you know if a dealer's doing well. If they got inventory, they're doing well.
Yeah.
If they're bare, they've seen better days.
Yeah. Well, so they need somewhere to display things. That's why the mag rail display is so popular, because mag rails are kind of hard to display if you don't have that station, that display that goes on the wall, because it's just a long rail and there's a bunch of different kinds, a bunch of different colors. So you need to either clear out a whole section of your drawer or put them on the wall, and you need a metal board to do that. So we have the mag rail display and now the half-cut driver display, and all the colors of the rails kind of draw people towards it.
Obviously, it's a lot smaller than the mag rail display board for all you worries. This will go under it, and it should be as wide as it, just a lot smaller, so that it should fit nicely under it.
Yeah, and you know the strength of the magnets, so you don't have to worry about anything falling off while you're driving.
No.
Which,
So, does the board also like magnetize?
No,
It
it
can
can't.
if you put a magnetic pad or another mag rail behind it, a couple mag rails,
Or
but
if you put those little magnetic things?
no, those won't hold it.
those won't hold
Those
it.
won't
A mag pad does. That's how we hold it in the showroom.
Mag pad.
So, there's not a lot of metal space that they can use it. But if you're a dealer who has a metal space that just happens to be large enough to fit this, and you have a magnetic pad from us, you stick that on the back and that will hold it, no problem.
I mean, but it comes with the hardware. Like if you have the mag rail display, you're familiar with the hardware that mounts it.
Yeah.
So you can just use that for this. But speaking of displays, this is a mag rail with a lip on the bottom, and we've shown it, I think, before. I don't know about on here, but definitely on Instagram, to hold pry bars. So you can hold a 56-inch pry bar on here, and that lip actually keeps it from sliding, so you can hold it sideways. Although it is strong enough to hold it upside down. Like these mag rails are crazy strong. You would not believe the amount of weight that these things hold. But this one's made specifically to be a pry bar holder, so it comes with a spacer, right? And you drill this in. It comes with these screws. So the mag rail has holes in it. You drill the spacer or the mag rail through the spacer into whatever surface you want to mount it on, and you can hold your pry bars on here. So what we were saying earlier was for dealers who want to display their big pry bars, you can put this on the side of a shelf or like in between two shelves, and you can hold the pry bar right there in the middle of your truck, because typically you have to kind of like shove those things away so they're not flying around like if you're driving. So the pry bars are always hidden somewhere and your customers don't see them. Mm-hmm. So this way you can mount it like in the middle of the truck, so when your customers come on, they can see the pry bar sitting right there.
You normally have at least three levels of shelves. So you can mount three separate pry bars, three different colors, so you can kind of show your options without taking up any floor space.
Yeah.
Or shelf space for that matter, because it's on the front of the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you're not going to screw holes into your toolbox. So when these were brought in, it was thought originally for the dealers.
That was the main purpose, and then you could also use it. But if you have, any type of wooden work area, you can use that. You can also, I don't know, you wouldn't want to drill into anything that like a toolbox. You're right, but dealers
you
mainly.
could, if it's definitely going to be a permanent addition to your toolbox, and you don't plan on selling your toolbox anytime soon, then yeah, you could. Or you could stick some 3M tape on there, flip this around and stick it on your toolbox that way. Although I have used it without the spacer, just like this, and even though the handle kind of makes this top portion not stick to the magnet, it still holds it like
Depending
really
on the
well.
size of the handle, if you got a
Or
really
you
big
could have
one,
the handle sticking up above the top of the toolbox. If you don't have a hutch or something, you can have the handle sticking to the top of above the top of the toolbox, so it's not in the way of the mag rail.
For that, use a regular mag rail.
Well, this is like 24 inches long.
20.
20 inches long. Oh,
For sure. I think it's actually 24.
We also okay. Either way,
Either way, that's for that's a good tip for the dealers. If you want to mount your like really large pry bars, you can.
I wonder
Use a pry
what
bar holder.
size would hold like a 58 inch.
Like the smallest
like up
size?
like that. If an 8 would hold it up.
It probably would.
I'm saying up with like vertical, not horizontally.
Yeah. We can test it.
We can. Anyways, what do you have next? Is that? This is the DeBadger that Michael actually made a video on, so some of you might have seen it on Instagram.
They use that to take your
EcoBoost emblem off.
EcoBoost badge.
He took his EcoBoost emblem off his truck. That was your old truck, right?
No, that was this one.
That was this one? Why'd you take it off?
Because I replaced it with a black one.
Oh, but I thought you were embarrassed.
You didn't want to let people know that you don't have the V8, huh?
You can hear that it's not the V8.
Anyways, EWRT, or the EWRT. This is the EWRT. It's a DeBadger is what it is. And it comes with this spool right here of, what is this? This is braided nylon?
It's wax braided nylon string.
Wax braided nylon, and obviously the hex key to remove it, because it's just 2 screws, and then you can make it as long or as short as you need for whatever job you have. But this will work for wheel weights as well, because you go right through the spokes and remove that without actually having to take off the whole tire or have to work around it. This makes it a lot easier. Any emblem that needs to come off the car, it cuts right through it pretty easily, and at the end of the day, it's a pretty thick handle that you can grab and really put some meat on it. Or a lot of the DeBadgers or scrapers, you don't have to worry about your paint getting messed up. You don't have to worry about the tool actually breaking, because it's obviously you got a lot of extra if you need it, and the metal's not going to break anytime.
It's like super easy to remove wheel weights with that. You literally just slice them off, as opposed to sticking one of those like wheel weight hammers in there that have like the pinchers and you pry them off. Like that is so much easier. And with that string, you could make that as long as you want. So you could have a much longer one, so you don't have to like stick your hand all the way in wherever you're trying to remove something. Like you can do anything with that string.
It's like if you have a badge that's this tall, you don't gotta. You can make it that big. It's not hard.
Yeah.
There's those, like, imagine a tow truck with a badge that's this big, and you got to remove it. Where, like, say it's a logo or something.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Super easy, and there's a lot of string there. So I mean, you should, for a long time, not have to replace that reel of string. But we do sell that individually in case you do ever need a replacement string. We sell that, but that comes with the EWRT.
The EWRT one. Yep.
If you guys are going to be at SEMA, if anyone watching this is going to be at SEMA, our booth number is 37211. So
I don't remember.
Come see us, and we'll do a video.
Granted, today was a little bit is it unconventional? Yeah. It's a little unconventional today, given the setting. Chris is here. We're trying to just give you guys an insider to what he does and who he is. We want to show you the room. We also want to show you some tools, so it wasn't a complete waste of your time. But moving forward, you will see some more videos coming out of this room with hopefully some more interesting guests than myself and Michael alone.
Yep.
I didn't mean you. I meant us.
Oh, damn.
But that is all we have for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right, so peace.